Imagine a world where the rules are designed to keep you in a box. A world where the price on the tag isn't just a number, but a psychological trigger designed to control your behavior. Most people walk through this world blind. They see a price, they pay it. They hear a rule, they follow it. But there is a small group of people, let's call them the architects, who see the matrix behind the curtain. They understand that every interaction, every transaction, and every regulation is merely a suggestion, waiting to be rewritten by someone who understands the human mind. Today we are going to deconstruct two specific events in the life of one such architect. A man who walked into a high-end restaurant and ordered 100 burgers to save money, and who taught a street vendor how to become rich by selling her product for $1. These aren't just stories, they are blueprints. If you watch closely, you will learn how to bend reality to your will. But to understand the solution, we must first understand the trap. It begins on a Friday evening, February 20th. The city is alive, a sprawling network of neon and noise. A billionaire, a man we will call Elias, walks into one of the city's most exclusive restaurants. He is accompanied by a young companion. They are not looking for a feast. They want a quiet conversation, a light meal, perhaps a glass of wine. They are dressed impeccably, radiating the kind of quiet wealth that usually opens doors without words. However, tonight, the door is closing. They are seated at a prime table, the white tablecloth crisp, the silverware gleaming. A waiter approaches. He is stiff, formal, perhaps a bit too proud of the small amount of authority he holds here. He looks at the couple, judges their intent to order lightly, and decides to enforce a policy. Just for your information, the waiter says, his voice dripping with polite condescension. Since it is the weekend and the restaurant is at capacity, the minimum order per table is $2,000. The young companion flinches. $2,000. For a light dinner, it is absurd. It is extortion. The air at the table grows heavy. Most people, faced with this situation, would leave. They would either leave in embarrassment, their night ruined, or they would angrily comply, ordering expensive champagne and caviar, feeling resentful with every bite. But Elias does neither. He does not get angry. He does not raise his voice. He leans back, his expression unreadable. He looks at the waiter, not with malice but with curiosity. He is analyzing the system. The waiter has set a boundary, a rule. You must spend $2,000 to occupy this space. The waiter expects the billionaire to buy the most expensive wine, the lobster, the truffles. He is banking on social pressure. He is banking on ego. Elias asks a simple question. How much is the burger? The waiter blinks confused. The burger, sir. It is $20. Elias nods slowly. He does the math. $20 fits into $2,000 exactly 100 times. The rule is simple. Spend $2,000. The method of spending it was never specified. Then, Elias says, his voice calm and steady, we will take 100 burgers. The silence that follows is deafening. The waiter freezes. He tries to process the command. 100 burgers. It is malicious compliance in its purest form. The billionaire has followed the rule to the letter, but he has destroyed the spirit of the rule completely. Think about the logistics. The kitchen cannot produce 100 burgers. The kitchen cannot produce 100 burgers simultaneously without grinding the entire restaurant to a halt. The table cannot hold 100 plates. The smell of 100 burgers would ruin the ambience for the other high-paying guests. By following the rule, Elias has turned the restaurant's own policy into a weapon against them. The waiter stammers, his authority shattering. He retreats to the kitchen. Minutes later, the restaurant manager arrives, pale and sweating. He understands immediately what has happened. He looks at Elias, who is simply waiting, a faint smile on his lips. Sir, the manager says, please, feel free to order anything you like. We do not have a minimum order for your table. Elias nods. The trap is dismantled. He orders a salad and a water. What just happened here? This is the first lesson of the architect. Authority is often fragile. It relies on your cooperation. When you refuse to play by the implied rules and instead play by the literal rules, the system often collapses. The waiter used a high anchor $2,000 to force a behavior. Elias accepted the anchor but changed the currency, overloading the system until it rebooted. But this was just a warm-up. The true masterclass in psychology happens the very next day, on a dusty street corner downtown. Elias is walking through the city, observing the flow of commerce. He spots a woman, selling t-shirts. She looks tired. Her booth is full of colorful designs, but no one is stopping. She is invisible. Elias approaches. He picks up a shirt. The fabric is decent. The print is bold. How much are these? He asks. The woman perks up. A customer. They are all new designs, she says, putting on her sales smile. They are $20 each. Would you like me to bring you one? Elias looks at the shirt, then at the woman. He shakes his head. No, he says bluntly. These t-shirts are too expensive. At this price, no one will buy them. You should sell them for $1. The woman's smile vanishes. She feels insulted. She has been working all day, standing in the heat, and he is mocking her. What do you know about business? She snaps. The cost price of each t-shirt is $5 for me. If I sell them for $1, I lose $4 on every sale. Are you trying to bankrupt me? This is the trap. This is the cost-plus mindset. Most people think of business as cost plus profit equals price. I buy it for $5. I want to make $15, so I sell it for $20. It is logical, it is fair, and it is completely wrong. Elias laughs softly. Don't be upset, he says. I can make sure you sell your t-shirts for $1 each and still make a profit. You will even make a lot of money. Curiosity replaces her anger. The impossibility hooks her. How can you sell a $5 item for $1 and make money? It defies the laws of physics. Tell me, she says, what should I do? Elias leans in. He begins to explain the hidden mechanics of human desire. Right now, he says, the cost of each t-shirt is $5. You sell them for $20, you make a $15 profit. But here's the problem. A customer walks by. They see the price tag $20. They think, do I need this shirt? Is it worth $20? They hesitate, and in that moment of hesitation they walk away. You make zero. He continues. The gap between buying nothing and buying something is the hardest gap to bridge. Once a customer has decided to buy, their wallet is open. So, Elias proposes, you should put a sign in front of your shop. Listen carefully. The sign should say, first t-shirt $20, second t-shirt $15, third t-shirt $10, and the fourth one for only $1. The saleswoman frowns. She is doing the math in her head, but she is stuck on the $1 shirt. Maybe you are right, she says, but where is the profit? I am giving away the fourth shirt. You are not selling shirts, Elias corrects. You are selling a deal. Look at the math, he calculates it for her. If a customer buys 4 shirts under your system, shirt 1, $20, shirt 2, $15, shirt 3, $10, shirt 4, $1, total revenue $46. Now what is your cost? You sold 4 shirts. Each cost you $5, so your total cost is $20. $46 revenue minus $20 cost equals $26 profit. He pauses to let that sink in. Compare that to your old way. If you sell one shirt for $20, you make $15 profit. If you sell the bundle, you make $26 profit. You have nearly doubled your profit, and you have moved 4 times the inventory. The saleswoman stands there, stunned. She has been selling clothes for 3 years. She thought she understood her business. She thought price was determined by fabric and ink. She didn't realize the price was determined by the story. But why does this work? She asks. Why would they buy for? Because of the $1 shirt. Elias answers. The $1 shirt is the bait. When people see t-shirt for $1, their brain releases dopamine. It signals a reward. But to get the reward, they must climb the ladder. They justify the $20 first shirt because they are already mentally owning the $1 fourth shirt. They aren't buying shirts anymore. They are buying the satisfaction of beating the system and getting a steal. This is known in psychology as the decoy effect mixed with loss aversion. The customer feels that if they stop at one shirt, they are losing the discount on the second, third, and fourth. The pain of missing out drives them. The pain of missing out on the $1 shirt drives them to spend $46 when they originally didn't want $20. The saleswoman went deep into thought. I've never thought of this, she whispers. How do these things come to your mind? Elias smiles, and this is the most important part of the story. This is the lesson you need today. In many situations in life, he says, hard work alone isn't enough. You have been working hard for 3 years. You stand here in the heat. You fold the clothes. You smile at strangers. That is hard work. But hard work without leverage is just struggle. What is important is understanding how people think. The truth is, most opportunities and threats are hidden in things people don't say. The waiter didn't say, we want you to spend a lot. He said $2,000 minimum. The customer doesn't say, I want a deal. They say too expensive. You have to listen to the silence. He turns to leave, but looks back one last time, since this skill isn't taught in schools or companies. Having the ability to understand people gives you a huge advantage in both business and personal life. The world is full of invisible ledgers. Learn to read them. So, what does this mean for you? You might not be a billionaire. You might not be a street vendor selling t-shirts. But you are negotiating every single day. When your boss sets a deadline that seems impossible, are you accepting the frame, or are you finding the burger option? When you are trying to sell an idea to your spouse or your client, are you selling the feature, or are you structuring the deal so they feel like they are winning? The waiter failed because he was rigid. The saleswoman struggled because she was linear. Elias succeeded because he was fluid. He understood that value is a perception, not a calculation. If you don't follow Sigil Rise, you probably won't see us again. We will fade into the algorithm. But if you do, congratulations, you're growing every day. You are beginning to see the matrix. Now, what will you do?